The Lee Boys here at eTown. Alvin Lee, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome. So glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Let me ask you a little bit. So, your family, when you were growing up in Miami,
Yes.
how often did you go to church?
Whew, when did we not go to church?
Yeah.
My father, he was a minister, so we went to church Wednesday night, Friday nights, Sunday school, Sunday morning service, and then also Sunday evening service.
Yeah.
Then that include the choir rehearsals on Tuesdays, Saturday church functions. So we were really heavy into church. Growing up a lot.
And it was your dad who was Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, Robert Lee. He was minister. He was music.
That's a surprising name, by the way. I just have to,
Well, you know what? Actually, it was Robert Edward Lee, and
it just turned out that way.
It just turned out that way, But yeah, he was very involved, and we were involved heavily in the community, and he was just kind of one of those pastors that kids, we had to go to church all the time.
Yeah, and so you had a lot of friends, but mostly not more from church rather than school, probably, as you were growing up, right?
Yeah, because we really grew up in a strict doctrine. He didn't want us to grow. We couldn't listen to the blues music at the time, and it was just kind of it was a family of 8, 5 boys and 3 girls. So the boys, it was a big family. The boys, we were the younger ones, so we kind of got away a little bit more than what our sisters did.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But your dad played the steel guitar.
Yeah, he played the steel, played a little bit of the piano, trombone. So, and my mom sang. So we all grew up just with music all around us.
And that's how the band got started, just playing in church.
Yeah, playing in church. And how we actually got our setting was my father passed in 2000. And my brother Glenn, that was actually the steel guitarist at the time, was me and him. We kind of set the Lee Boys tone in the church. And when he passed, I just got with my 3 brothers and my nephews, and I said, let's just take what we've been doing out of the walls and take it to the world. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. I heard a story backstage that I hadn't heard before that Val Den was talking about how there was a folk music promoter who was just walking down the street, and he walked by a church where you guys were playing, and he walked in and said, wait a minute, I got to check this out. Is that true?
Yeah, his name was Robert Stone. Well, we call him Uncle Bob. He's a folklorist out of Florida. And, actually he was walking by a guitar store, and he was saying, man, you got to hear these brothers playing the steel guitar, because usually you associate that with country music. And he said, but they play it with a lot of soul. And so he heard a tape of, I think it was Assembly with, I think it was either my brother Glenn or Aubrey Gent, one of the ones. And he just kind of took from there. And ever since then, he's actually known with giving us the name Sacred Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And so tell me about, once you get the band going, once things start, happening for you, somewhere along the line, you got invited to go play in Europe, right?
Yeah, actually, and I think that's the first time we met Val Den, who's a very good dear friend of the Lee Boys. And we in Jacksonville, they did a folklore, I think it was a folk festival, and we did a showcase there, and we got invited to play actually Stan Rogers Folk Festival.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was. I can't remember the other places, and then also we got a chance to go to Switzerland, Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what was that like first time you got went to Switzerland?
It was, once we got on stage and we were able to feel free to do what we've been doing, we rehearse our songs, but this is actually like how we play in church. My father used to look to the side and say, my boys start in B flat, start low, but we always kind of elevate up. So we were able to bring that same energy here on stage, and that's what we do.
And I know that there's, like what Sam Cooke did, where he migrated from playing gospel music to secular music, and there's Robert Randolph has done that. Do you do that, or are you still staying pretty much playing in the gospel world?
Well, we're still a Sacred Steel bass band, but we've always infused our music with different genres. Like even in church, me and my brother Glenn, we would throw in a Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, some blues funk, but we would intertwine it with Sacred Steel. So again, like I said, we were the younger kids, so we did listen to a little of the outside music. So, so that's how that came.
Well, it's a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful tradition to be a part of. I'm so glad you're here.
Well, thank you so much.
We got a lot of music to get back to. Welcome back, if you would, all of the Lee Boys. Thank you, Alvin.
Thank you.
Thank you.